Hey Collective, it's Anne-Marie. Happy Monday. So I've done 2 short readings. I've tried to record this 3 times and it keeps freezing. All the more reason for me wanting to record this message to share with you. I've been guided to share a lot about the experiences I've had in the spiritual community, what really happened to me. But because it's so much, there's so many details and so many mind fuckeries and things like that, that it's been, hi Mr. Ant, it's been hard for me to break it down, right? It's been a challenge, but I've been getting messages for about the last 6-7 months, for a long time actually, to share it. But I wanted to share a piece of it because I had a dream and downloads that there are probably some people, not probably, there are people in the collective that have experienced a lot of spiritual warfare, which I know a general thing, but take what resonates. And I wanted to share with you on how those things were able to be effective in hitting me and changing my life and almost taking me out, and what I've learned from it and how I was able to rise from it. I apologize. I haven't thought about this piece of it, so I apologize with my, superpower of ADHD. It may kind of be all over the place, so just bear with me, please. Quite a few years ago, I started a major reawakening. It started like in 2017, and I was seeing all kinds of things, spirits, messages. I was living with my oldest sister, and all kinds of weird fucking shit was going on there, and it was very toxic. And I was going through a lot of shit myself too. And as the time progressed, I want to say around 2019 or whatever, I really was seeking a teacher. I was seeking guidance. I was trying to help me understand this, because I wasn't going to go back to drugs. And that's a core issue of why I started using pain medication to numb it, because I didn't understand how I had the knowing. I didn't understand how I would just know things and I could prophesize things and they would fucking happen. There was a part of me who thought that I was manifesting those things, which is silly to me now. But these are all how I was feeling at the time. And I was feeling very lost and scared and unsure. I was also at that time in a relationship. It was during COVID. I dressed in full PPEs and drove 3 hours a day to provide therapy to people. But it was just even before that. And so my mother, should I just skip all this part? But my mother, which was interesting, introduced me to someone who would later become my teacher. It was my first drumming circle. It was a drumming circle for people with cancer or loved ones who've passed over from cancer, which is interesting because the guy who was dating also worked at that same hospital. Everybody's connected. I think he was another handler because he had cameras in the house. But anyway, so I met a teacher. And it's important to understand, this is why I'm always big on making sure you know who you're letting fuck around in your energy. And because I was in this unhealed space, these people knew all of my deepest wounds because I trusted them. They would have me do tree meditations and journal about it and send them to them. They also did all kinds of they tried to do soul retrievals. There was a time that I went to this when they had a salt cave, which got shut down. Going there and pretend, that, to have conversations with living or dead people I wanted to have conversations with. So I had my best friend, Tamika at the time, my dad, my mom, and my sister Shannon, right? And so I had these imaginary conversations. And so the point of it was to really get into my psyche. This person knew I had a lot of trauma around abandonment. This person knew I had a lot of issues with my father. And I even shared with him many times, you're helping me heal these wounds of my father. Unbeknownst to me, they were just recreating them and just making it 10 times worse, right? And I didn't realize any of this at the time. But I wanted to feel a part of something. In the beginning, they made me feel a part of things. They included me in everything. I was at their house all the time. I went to all their events. I paid my way, even when I lost my job. I would hustle to clean houses and do that. And any of the money I had, anytime they had an event, I would give money, or I would buy stacks of firewood, or buy food, or things that doesn't show financial transactions, even though I paid for a lot of the classes I took. I gave a lot. And I thought that this person not could heal me, but to show me that I wasn't crazy, that my gifts were amazing. And the point being is to be very aware of the people you share your innermost, deepest traumas with. These people used what they knew about me. I'm talking some deep, deep fucking wounds when it came to my family, relationships, feeling a part of a community. They knew everything. They knew everything. And then when I started to see that they were just like all the other energies in my life that I walked away from, I really, Spirit had me peep game. Spirit was like, just watch how they move. They triangulated me, would talk about other people in the community, would get me caught up in situations that weren't mine. This person had all kinds of issues with their wife that they tried to involve me in, and another student I was with, triangulate her with their relationship. It was just a lot of narcissistic type of shit, right? And false promises, having me help them at events, saying that they would pay me and they would get paid hundreds of dollars and only break me off a little bit when I know they got paid a lot more money. But I loved the experience, right? This is my mindset. I liked the experience. I liked being around this person. And there was a couple things that broke this camel's back, but we're already almost at 7 minutes, and I don't even know if people would be interested in it. So, but regardless, I'll end up telling the story eventually. But I started to slowly break away because I noticed that because I lost my job and the situation I was in, these motherfuckers left me out in the dirt. They fucking tried to bury my ass. And because I refused to continue to be their whipping bitch, as I call it, their whipping girl, where they could just suck my energy, Spirit led me like, let me show you what they're doing. And Spirit showed me time and time again. And the more I stepped back and took my energy back, I started to see how they were using the information against me. And also, of course, we know the narrative. They spread narratives about you that aren't true, lied about me to community members, said I was all these things that I fucking wasn't. And so not only did I walked away from these people, but the community at large that I thought I was a part of, all were gone. And the abandonment, and the scarcity mindset and the fears, and then all the spell work started happening. The spell work been going on, like the rituals, all the events they'd have. I noticed that they were all rituals to energy harvest, and it was a lot. Let me just tell you, it's a lot. And so the message I got from Spirit, and the message I really want to convey to you, is the more I heal and grew, stayed in isolation. It was great to be isolated, and I talked about that. I'm not going to go over the video. Yesterday I talked about that dark space I was in for a long time in my old apartment, and it was terrifying. And I've never felt so alone and left and abandoned. And Spirit said, that's why you need to heal those wounds. They can't attack what's healed. And that's when I started a long, deep dive journey on healing. Thank you, Blue Jay. My abandonment wounds, the fear of not having community. And Spirit would show me the spell before it came. Like, just so you know, this is what's about to happen. You need to work on these areas in your life because that's how they're able to attack you. That's how these false prophets, these fake motherfuckers, whether it's people in your family, whether you realize it or not, but it's these church members, because there's a lot of them that go to church, okay, that cover up. They use the word God in vain. Let me tell you what, Spirit's not having it. But they use those things against you. They're able to create spells to attack your weak areas, the areas you're not healed. This is why a lot of my platform is all about how you can heal. You have everything inside of you. Everything. It's a lot of hard work, but you're worth it. They can't attack what is healed. They cannot attack what you've healed. So when you feel like you're being attacked in a certain area in your life, take a deeper look at it beyond the spell work, beyond the shit that they're doing, these fake kitchen witches, and look at what the trauma is that you need to heal so that it no longer affects you. I hope you're healthy. I know this was quick, but I hope you're healthy and happy, full of joy.